to Center School Settings. Find out what's happening in our school.
We've had a lot of exciting things going on. Let's start with another special visitor this time, the second grade class.
Mr. Michael Clark, the chairman of our own Longmeadow School Committee, sat down with the second grade to talk about being an elected official and why he chose to take such an important role.
Maddie and Nico were live on the scene to cover this wonderful event.
You have a certain amount of time that you serve before you have to run again. So I ran back in 2011, and I got elected pretty easily because nobody ran against me. And so there was a lot of reasons I decided to run, but I think the best reason is because I felt like, coming from Longmeadow, I had a really big obligation to give back to Longmeadow. Going through Longmeadow Public Schools and graduating from Longmeadow High School, I felt like this was a good opportunity for me to put what I learned here to good use. I think it's an important thing for all of us to do, maybe not to run, but to definitely be involved in our communities and in our country. Because at the end of the day, what makes America such a great country, what makes Longmeadow a great town to live in, is that everybody gets a chance to be involved and participate. It's always been about what's best for you guys. To some questions. Starting with you.
I want to know if you create the blueprint for the high school, the new high school?
I would like to say I made a blueprint, but I did not. We hired people to do that, but that's been one of the best parts of being on school committee these last 3 years, is that I've gotten to be part of this big project and see it go from just dirt and concrete to this beautiful building that, has everybody been to the new high school yet?
Yeah.
Yeah? Isn't it awesome?
Yeah.
You almost don't want to be here anymore, you want to go there, right? Slow down, you'll get there. This is Rafferty.
How long is your term of office, and will you consider running again?
My term is 3 years, and so I'm actually up for re-election at the end of this year. And to answer your second question, absolutely.
Great.
Yep, I'm already getting ready and figuring out what I need to do, hoping that nobody runs against me again.
Do they give you money to pay for the things that, pay for all the pencils that we're supposed to get?
Well, what we do is, the way that we get money is we tax it. And so when you live in when your parents buy a house, it's worth a certain amount of money.
So they tax it.
And they tax your parents based on how much money your house is worth, or your property's worth. And so all that money gets collected, and it gets distributed. And we put money, we pay, and we have a town meeting twice a year. But every town meeting in the spring, we all get together, and we decide how much money the police department gets, and the fire department gets, and the school department gets. And so when we decide how much money the school department gets, there's a lot of different ways that money gets chopped up once we get it. And one of the ways it gets chopped up is for supplies like pencils and pens and markers. Yeah.
Good question.
That's a great question.
What do you think about talking to the second graders?
I thought talking to the second graders was fantastic. They had a lot of really great questions, and they really, they had a lot of excitement in the room, and I was happy I had the opportunity. I never really get a chance to come and talk to students. So.
What do you think they learned?
Hopefully they learned about what the school committee does, and they learned about how we fund our schools, and what type of what type of job we do on the school committee, and really about citizenship here in Longmeadow and what it means.
Interesting. Where did you go to elementary school?
Where did I go to elementary school? I went to Center School, and that was actually my second grade classroom that we were just in. So pretty cool.
Is there anything else you'd like to tell our viewers?
I think that the one thing I'd love to pass on to everybody is that when you want to do something and you want to get back to your community, don't let anybody tell you you can't do it. It's an important thing. So, certainly try to be as involved in your community as possible because it's so important.
Thank you, Mr. Clark.
Absolutely.
This is Maddie from CSS.
All right.
Thank you, Mr. Clark.
It's so cool that Mr. Clark went to center school and now does so much for all the Longmeadow schools.
The second grade sure learned a lot.
Next on CSS, our reporters headed to PE class.
How lucky!
Let's see what the kindergarten are learning in Miss Gauthier's class. Megan and Michael were there to check out the action.
Why do you like PE? Because I like locomotor skills. What are the locomotor skills? Hopping. Happy. Jumping. Walking. Jogging. Skipping. Sliding. Skipping. Galloping.
And
Leaping.
leaping. Good job. What's our slowest speed? Walking. We're going to do a little bit of walking on the music. Let's switch to skipping. Skipping. Let's change to galloping. One foot in front, galloping. There comes skipping. Let's go to jumping. Jumping on two. And hopping on one. Hopping on one. Balance barriers. How about sliding? Sliding, our sideways gallop. Good sliding. Francis, excellent. Control, Tony. How about leaping? Leaping over the white lines. There you go, Hayden. Take off on one, land on the other. And jogging, jogging.
Mommy's running.
Let's see who sings crisscross in their own personal space. I love it.
This is Megan with CSS. Back to you in the studio.
Wow, those kindergartners sure know their locomotor skills.
We should try those at recess.
Our last segment today is of the third grade class to the Store's house in Longmeadow.
The third graders are studying the history of Longmeadow as a part of their unit on Massachusetts. Let's see how their field trip went.
Where are we going, everybody?
To a captain, and it's Captain David Burt. Now, that is a very special name from the standpoint of he was the commander of the Longmeadow Minutemen Company. So we actually had 21 Minutemen. They were farmers, they lived here in town, and what does a Minuteman do? What is his assignment? Yes.
They have to be ready to fight.
Virtually any minute. Good, that's right.
Beautiful, beautiful big houses with tiny little driveways and tiny little garages because people didn't have automobiles.
Learned that children, like today, they weren't allowed to go outside when their parents started talking when they went over to a friend's house. They had to use a very long thing
Called a...
called a whispering stick. I thought it was cool that one of the people that was telling us about Mel was one of the people in the Burt family.
At my field trip, I learned that swords and sabers are different because the swords are straight and the sabers, they have bends in them.
On our field trip to Store's house, I learned that on Long Meadow Street there was railroad tracks instead of a road.
The third grade sure learned a lot, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
And you guys know the Red Sox are in the World Series this year.
We have a special reporter, our own Mrs. Hutton, who is live on the scene.
How lucky she got to go to the game!
Hitting third, the second baseman, number 15, Dustin. Batting cleanup, the designated hitter, number 34, David.
Wow, what an exciting win for the Red Sox. Thank you, Mrs. Hutton.
Well, that's all for CSS for today. I'm Rebecca.
I'm Brendan.
And I'm Ryan. Thank you for joining us today on
Center School Sightings.
See you next time.